The IBCS Summit 2022. The small and medium-sized enterprises play a vital role in the economy of any nation. And the International Business Connection Summit, IBCS 2022, looks forward to bringing together over 400 SMEs across USA and the East African region for an international symposium, which is the biggest symposium in the world of business, which becomes a big boost to the SMEs. And on our discussion with the key stakeholders of this summit, we look forward to create awareness, highlighting the benefits of the summit to growing SMEs and also providing a platform for networking. Joining us for this great discussion here in studio are Dr. Juma Nashon, the CEO of GPPLIFE Solutions Limited, and Dr. Esther Munyiri, the host of the summit at Kenyatta University. And also with us are Dr. Ruben West, the president of the GPPLIFE Solutions Limited, and Ms. Mary Kamau, the chair of the Tour Operations Society of Kenya, who are joining us, of course, virtually through Zoom. Thank you so much, Dr. West and Dr. Esther Munyiri, and of course, we also appreciate Dr. Ruben West together with Ms. Mary for joining us for this discussion. All right, now, Doctor, we'll begin this discussion. Of course, we'll want to get an insight from Dr. Ruben West, who's joining us virtually. So the IBCS Summit, of course, coming to Africa, which is, it brings on board great players in the business world, which includes investors, SME owners, partners, government departments, executive business coaches, research and educational institutions. So, Dr. West, kindly, if you're getting us, just give us an insight of this summit. What is it generally about?
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here and share this information with you. Let me tell you about the International Business Connection Summit. The purpose of the summit is to bring together the stakeholders, connections that will benefit us as we move forward in the future. I'm coming to Kenya. I've been to Kenya a number of times. I was in Kenya several times in 2021. And as I come this time, I will be bringing, I think, about 30 guests from the United States. They represent different backgrounds and different industries, and some of them represent different industry players. In other words, they're representing people from particular industries. Why are we doing this? Because we want to make firsthand connections, and we want to understand some of the challenges and issues that are being faced by the SMEs that are in Africa and in Kenya. And then we want to put together solutions and long-term connections. We want to bring those strategies together. So as we come to this summit, it's not a one-way conversation. It's not just a group of individuals that are talking. We're going to also be getting information from the SME participants to see what are they looking for, what are their needs, how do they want to move forward, what international connections would they like to make. Another thing I'd like to say is that we have Dr. George Fraser, who will be participating in the summit. Now, he will be live virtually because he has his Power Networking Conference in the United States just a few weeks after the summit. Forbes magazine says that his Power Networking Conference is one of the top 5 must-attend conferences in the United States. It is the largest collection of professional Black Americans in the country. And so why is Dr. Fraser there? Because he wants to help bring connections through all of those businesses and entrepreneurs to the people in Kenya. How do they connect? By being at the International Business Connection Summit. So there's a lot of opportunity that we're going to have there. We're going to meet people live on the ground, and we're going to get a chance to talk with them, exchange ideas, exchange information. But more importantly, we're going to give them strategies on the best ways to connect and what they can expect moving forward. Right. The last thing I'm going to say before I turn it back over to you is that we know that you can change your direction in a day, but you can't change your destiny in a day. In other words, this summit is a direction change, but over time, over the year going forward, we'll have ongoing conferences, ongoing training, ongoing networking, so that we can make the connections that we create at the summit last long term. Because there may be some businesses or SMEs that need some training or education so that they can prepare for the connections that they're looking for. So this is a start of a great thing. This is not the end. This is literally the beginning. This is the first of many international business connection summits.
Right. All right, that's so impressive. Of course, when you're talking about, the SMEs in Africa and, networking with the SMEs in the US, and they say, of course, your network is your network. Of course, through these connections, this networking, we hope that the SMEs in our local levels will grow to a bigger network. Now, to you now, Dr. Nashon, Juma. So, borrowing from your experience in the business local, because you understand you're the CEO of GPPLIFE Solutions. So what do you really anticipate from this summit in the business world, rather, to the SMEs that you're having locally?
Well, thank you so much, Otieno, and it's a pleasure for having us here as we talk about the International Business Connection Summit. It's a real huge opportunity, massive opportunity to our SMEs. Actually, the success journey of SMEs, I want to believe, I'm convinced that it is on this very forum. Now, looking at whatever our SMEs here in Kenya, particularly, and in Africa, have been undergoing, you discover that there has been a lot of struggle. Most of them have suffocated even to death, so to speak. They have suffocated to extinction. And when you look at it in our observation, the government has been doing its part, and we in the private sector also have been doing our part. As a consultancy and training company, we have been engaging these SMEs directly. So we know what is really biting and chewing them. And one of the things that is coming out to be addressed in this summit, one has to do with, capacity. You'll agree together with me that capacities are different. We have various capacities. Right now, almost all SMEs after COVID-19 require capacities for resilience to continue. And this International Business Connection Summit is bringing business coaches, is bringing individuals that have stood out and navigated through times in their businesses, and they have what it takes to even interact with our SMEs and be able to give these capacities. We are also going to delve into access to capital. Most of our SMEs, almost every SME is somehow, somewhere struggling on how am I going to fund my next project, my next step. And among the guests who are coming are investors who are very keen on also tapping into the opportunities that are here in the aspect of business. And this can only be possible through the network that as a consortium we are organizing this International Business Connection Summit to take place. So personally, I'm excited for the SMEs here in our country. I'm excited for entrepreneurs, and I'm excited, of course, just to see that the government has created a favorable climate for us to move, to interact, to connect. So I look forward for a great moment of SMEs really rejoicing. Right.
Now, Dr. Esther Munyiri, of course, who is also with us here in a studio. We understand, of course, you are an expert in this field. So I don't know what really is your take concerning this summit, as it's been noted by Dr. Nashon Juma that this summit is bringing in investors across the world, of course, to come and share ideas with our SMEs locally. And of course, it stands as an opportunity for the SMEs to get funding. So what's really your take, Dr. Esther Munyiri, on this upcoming International Business Summit?
Okay, thank you very much, Omondi. Yes, I'm also very, very excited about this summit, which is bringing together about 400 SMEs from the USA, Kenya, and the entire East Africa. We are looking forward to this engagement because this is the start of this initiative that is going to be happening every year, several times in a year. And this will bring our SMEs to a completely different level. We realize that SMEs are very, very crucial to any economy. for Kenya, the SMEs represent about 80 to 98% of all businesses. And these are businesses that employ between 1 and 99 employees. So as you see, they are quite numerous, and being like 98% of all the businesses, that's a huge contribution to our economy. And this accounts to about 3% of the GDP for Kenya, as well as about 14 million jobs in contribution, which is about 30%. So this is a huge area that the government, of course, has concentrated on. But what has been lacking is someone to hold their hand, to ensure that whenever they start their businesses, they're able to run the business, and the business is able to be resilient. And that is what we stand for, and this is what the summit is all about. Now, moving forward, we look forward to this interaction and all the interactions that will come on. And we look forward to welcoming our guest from the US.
All right. Now, Ms. Mary Kamau, of course, also joining us via Zoom. We understand, of course, you are the chair of the Tour Operator Society of Kenya, known as TOSC. And you know, it is a sector that is very important to our economy. And looking at this summit, of course, it's been we get from the insights from Dr. West Brown, from Dr. Nashon, Juma. It's going to bring, you know, investors across, you know, from the USA coming to interact with the SMEs locally. And now the sector, the tourism sector, where you are the chair of you know, this association, this sector. So I don't know really what's your take on this summit. How is it likely to impact the tourism sector?
Okay, thank you so much, Wendy, for having me tonight. We are very excited about this summit coming to Kenya. We are cognizant of the fact that we are emerging from a pandemic, and our sector is one that was hit hard by the COVID-19 crisis. So this summit coming to Kenya also puts us back on the map. It is a great spotlight also for Kenya as a destination for Magical Kenya, and as the SMEs in the tourism space. We are looking to partner with the IBCS also to showcase what Destination Kenya has to offer. We are going to be offer logistics for the group that will be coming in. We'll be supporting them where transport is concerned, sightseeing tours, and anything that they would like to do when they are on the ground. Over and above, within the summit itself, we are also looking at learning the best practices from some of the members that will be coming from the US. We know for a fact that most of them are more advanced in the ways of doing business. So we are looking forward to pick their brains in this area, in this regard, even as we look at having collaborations and partnerships in the near future. So it is a great opportunity, and we're excited about it.
All right. Now, back to you, Dr. West Brown. So, as you organize this international symposium, of course, it's true that probably when you're organizing this, you did your own fact finding, and you realize that there is really a need of having, you know, such a summit. So, I want to get insights from you, and of course, from also Dr. Nashon Brown. What have you, you know, find out to be the biggest challenge facing international business today?
One of the things I found is one of the biggest challenges is reality. You know, media is very powerful, and media is used, listen to this, sometimes programming is for entertainment, and then sometimes entertainment is for programming. In other words, it's to get you to believe a certain thing. And what I can tell you in the United States is there's a lot of people that believe a certain thing about Africa. And it's not necessarily true. They don't understand the wide range of businesses that are available. They don't understand the wide opportunity of investments that are available. They don't understand all the partnership opportunities that are available. And if it was left up to the media or television or their own research, they probably would never understand. And so what we decided to do was to take the bull by the horns. We realized that we had to create an environment where they could go see for themselves. So this is actually business tourism. That's why we're so excited to be teaming up with the Tour Operator Society of Kenya, because not only are we doing tours and sightseeing and all of that, that's great, but we also want to show them, here's what Kenya's really like. Here's what Africa's really like. Here's some opportunities that are available. And then here you can meet with people that have businesses, that are doing business, that are entrepreneurs, that have investment opportunities, so that you can see for yourself what you're getting yourself into or what the possibilities are. And so what we wanted to do was to create a new narrative. I'm going to say that again. We wanted to have the opportunity to create a new narrative. No longer do we want them to believe what they see. We want them to be able to see for themselves. And then as we bring a group of 30 people this time that can go back and spread the word, let's triple that number to 90 people the next time. And then let's double it to 180 people the next time. This is, again, the first International Business Connection Summit, but it's definitely not our last. So what we want to do is we want to create a new reality of what Africa is like and what opportunities are available in Africa, especially for people coming from the United States.
All right. Now, thank you so much, Dr. Wes Brown, for that. Now, back to you now, Dr. Nashon. You've done business locally, and you understand the nature of the SMEs locally. So, during your fact-finding, what have you found to be the problems that are ailing the businesses and the SMEs locally that you really hope that this summit will help solve some of those problems?
On top of, thank you, sir. On top of, the challenges our SMEs are having, ask any, they will tell you it has to do with the capital.
Sure.
That is what is on top of almost all SMEs. They want to expand, they want to make themselves sustainable, but how are they going to really get the capital? So that has come out very outstanding. And somebody said money is never the problem.
Sure.
Most of the time, poverty is not lack of money. It's actually a product of undeveloped capacities. Once capacities are not developed, then basically where you end up is in a place where you have no funds. Now, one of the things that this Connection Summit, or the International Business Connection Summit, is going to bring is bring different, SMEs, authorities regionally and globally.
Right.
Now, you can imagine what is going to come out of this connection. You know very well that connection is the beginning of everything that perhaps one is looking for.
Right.
So in this connection, we are going to have opportunities of meeting investors who are looking at how can I plug into African marketplace. We're also going to have SMEs here who are also asking themselves, how can I plug into the global market? Now, they don't know how the global market and the dynamics are, but somebody has been in the global market and therefore has enough information that can be supplied or shared in order to allow this SME plug into what? Into this global market. So I want to say also is that there has been that aspect of, a lack of enough information, business information. With the pandemic, business model are changing.
Right.
How to do business, how to approach business, how to establish business, how to make your business sustainable in unpredictable times and economy like this requires a certain level of connectivity to others who have left trail. It is said that success in any given venture will always leave a trail behind. So there are those who have stood out to be very successful in business, and we want to plug into the trail that they are leaving behind. So it's an exciting opportunity for us SMEs here in Kenya and more so in Africa.
Right. Now, maybe I just want to borrow from what Miss Mary said, because she noted really that their sector, the tourism, the hospitality sector, was really hard hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Dr. but Miss Mary, what have you learned from this pandemic, and from your experience, of course, in the sector of tourism and hospitality? How best should SMEs, of course, be prepared, in terms of, in case there is any form of a pandemic or anything? How best should they be prepared based on your experience on how the COVID-19, of course, hit your industry?
Okay, thank you so much. I think what I can say is that is the essence of us having this engagement with IBCS, so that we also see, because what can we do to ride in any wave and foresee that we may face in future, because as we had not looked forward to coming face to face with a pandemic in the magnitude that we did. We don't know what next is going to hit the economy or whatever other crisis that we'll be facing. But with this forum, then we are going to see and learn from each other and engage and hear what experiences people had and what we can do differently in the future. What the pandemic also taught us is that we cannot ignore technology, irrespective of the industry that you are working in. For us in the tourism space, technology has been part and parcel of our everyday business, but it has come to the fore that we cannot work without technology, and creativity is also key. And that is why even for the other sectors that are not in the tourism space need to come on board, so that we can see what are the new innovations, which some of these things maybe will even come from the SMEs that will be coming to attend the conference.
Right.
But again, we are saying also learning from the others who have done something different before, or who have more advanced skills than we do, then is not a bad thing. And that is why having this conference coming to Kenya especially, I can say it is a great privilege.
Right. Now, thank you so much, Miss Mary, for that. Now, I want to get back to Dr. Esther. So, looking at the market needs, you understand that really agribusiness ecosystem is a sector that, boasts as the largest employer and that contribute to the GDPs across the world. So, are there really business strategies that the SMEs should be incorporating to make it more sustainable?
Thank you very much, Omondi. One of the areas that we wish to concentrate on in this summit is building capacity for SMEs, and particularly in the agribusiness sector. And therefore, this is a sector that is of very key importance to us and as well as to the country. Now, what has been happening in this industry is that there has been quite a lot of improvement over the years in this sector, with the youth getting into it, which is fantastic, with the introduction of technology and new methods of farming and the whole value chain. However, value addition is still in its infancy. That's why we sell many products such as tea and coffee without adding value to it. So this summit, one of the key issues that will come up in this summit is a discussion on how we can add value to what we are producing in agribusiness, so that we are able to sell whatever we have, whatever we are producing at a better price, in a wider market, and we are able to preserve that for longer. So another issue that we are going to discuss in this around agribusiness is to ensure that there is circulation of the products across the country or the region. We realize that some regions have plenty while others have nothing. But in the US and other developed countries, they have been able to get to that point where wherever there is overproduction, then the excess is passed into areas that have got no production at all.
Right.
And that again boils down to value addition. So all these issues will be discussed during the summit and the coming summits.
Right.
But also exploring other areas like agro-tourism, for example. Through value addition, then tourists are able to see how, like, for example, coffee is produced from the garden or the farm to the cup, and that whole cycle is actually a tourism product, and we haven't gotten there yet, and we wish to really get there, and this summit and other coming summits will help us get there.
All
also, with the connection to the market, it will be very, very important also to have these discussions with our colleagues in the US on where exactly the SMEs in Kenya can get a market for their products.
Right.
So all these are some of the areas that we look forward to. Thank you.
All right. Now, maybe as we wind up this discussion, I want to get insight from Dr. West Brown. On the market needs, you've done business, of course, across the world. So what have you found to be, based on your research, what have you found to be some of the niches that are least explored in Africa, that even as we're bringing in this summit, you would wish that the SMEs, of course, they take a hand, they invest in some of these niches in Africa?
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that I want to talk about is when we talk about the markets that are least explored, I think we have to address not just the markets that's least explored, but the process that are least used to build their market. And let me just say this, because this is important for the people that are going to be coming. When you look at people wanting to get money, they wanted to get investors, they want to get revenue, and what I've heard is it's much easier for the larger businesses to get the money than it is for the smaller businesses, and we want to know why. And that's because I've seen this in Africa. It has been hard for me to find second and third generation businesses. Why? Because once the patriarch or the matriarch that started the business passes away, they lose the money, they lose the profit, they lose the business, they lose the cattle, they lose the farm, they lose the homes. Why? Because the business was based on the personality and the know-how of the person who started the business. And no one wants to invest in a business or partner with a business that's based on someone's personality. Watch this. A business is a series of systems that solve a problem for a profit. And so what they want to do if they're going to put their money into the business is they want to see the systems that run the business, so that if something happens to you as the person who founded the business, the business still continues. So one of the things I see that's least explored is how to systemize businesses for long-term growth. And that's something that I want to bring. Now, of course, there are industries that people can move into, and one of those industries that they can move into right there locally is the transport and sale of products to another area, just like she just said. You can be an entrepreneur and you don't have to grow the beans, you don't have to grow the corn, you don't have to have the certain things, but you do have to be able to connect with the people that do have them and move them to another area to sell them. So we'll be discussing all of these types of ideas and concepts at the International Business Connection Summit, and I guarantee you it's going to be elevating for so many individuals, so many entrepreneurs, and so many SMEs, as well as the guests from the United States.
Right. All right. Thank you so much for that. Now, now I want us to wind up this discussion. My director is telling me that you're running out of time. Dr. Nashon Juma, rather. Now, tell us, because this is this summit that is really an interesting one that SMEs, investors, and many people would wish to join, be part of this summit. So, the people who are interested in this, how do they join, and what are the requirements, of course, of being part of this summit?
Thank you so much, Mr. Mondi. Well, I'm excited once again to invite all of us that are listening to us from wherever you are and across the region of Kenya. I want to say that this is a place not to miss. This is a summit not to miss. And how can you access this place? Well, I want you to consider registering. You just have to go to www.ibcs Kenya, and you are going to access the website where you are going to register. Every information about the summit is there. Well, for those who are delegates, those who are delegates, I want you to understand that the summit is 3 days, so to speak. 2 days. The first day on 14th is a conference day. The second day is a special day for business matchmaking, and you are going to have a privilege to meet the experts, the investors. You're going to have a privilege on the second day. Now, on the third day, we are finishing with networking gala night. That is going to be a trademark hotel. So all this information is in our website, and this is the very place where your business, if you are an SME, you may be asking, well, we are so many SMEs. Yes, you are so many SMEs, and there are so many solutions that are going to be packaged in this very summit. So we have, of course, Kenyatta University has given a limitless space. You don't have to give yourself a reason that there is no space enough for all of you. Limitless space is present here. Those who want to be exhibitors, those who want to be delegates, you are all welcome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and that's it. I really want to thank you, my panelists, of course, for your great input on this discussion. Dr. Wes Brown, Miss Mary Kamau, Miss Mary, who was joining us virtually, and of course, Dr. Nashon Juma and Dr. Esther, who are joining us in studio. Thank you so much for the great insights about this upcoming summit. All right, and with that, we say thank you and we call it a wrap here on KUTV Primetime News. Many thanks indeed for your valid company throughout the bulletin. Our sign language interpreter was Vivian Wangesh. My name is Omondi Otieno.